Breaking news. The Chargers may have just pulled off one of the most underrated moves of the offseason. And no one's talking about it. A hidden gem on the defensive line, fast, violent, and built like a wall, has quietly joined the squad. But what if I told you this one move could reshape the entire defense heading into training camp? Stick around, because what you're about to see might just change your expectations for this season. While everyone was focused on headline names, the Chargers made a stealth signing that could seriously beef up their defensive front. We're talking about a beast of a defensive tackle who doesn't just hold the line, he destroys it. Let's break this down. Clip rolls. He takes on a double team, and instead of getting pushed back, he plants his feet, anchors down, and splits it clean. That's elite level strength you don't often see in young D linemen. Now watch this next play. It's just straight brute force. One-on-one with the center, and he absolutely launches him backward. This was against Michigan, by the way, not some cupcake program. The center gets driven back like he's on wheels. And just when you think he's only power, no, the dude's got pursuit speed too. Watch him fight through a block, disengage, and track down the running back from behind. That's motor, awareness, and explosion all in one frame. Before we dive deeper into this Chargers roster battle, do me a favor. If you're hyped for the season and want to stay ahead of every move, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and smash that bell icon so you never miss breaking NFL updates. Let's get back to the action. As we approach training camp, position battles like this one become fascinating to watch, especially when your team looks poised to contend. The Chargers already added Deshaun Hand in free agency, locking in one side of the line in their 3-4 scheme. But now, with this new addition, let's call him Edwards, you might be looking at real rotational depth, or maybe even a surprise starter. This guy can swing between DT and DE, which is gold in a scheme that thrives on versatility. And if you're asking, what do we have here? The answer might just be a hidden weapon ready to explode in 2025. Let's talk about the resume, because this player isn't just hype. He earned all Big Ten honorable mention in 2024, and that's no small feat considering the competition he went up against. 38 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, and one particular game that jumps off the page, 8 tackles and 3 for loss against the top-ranked Oregon squad. In that moment, he didn't just hold his own, he dominated. What makes him even more intriguing? Durability and consistency. This guy started and finished every game for 3 straight seasons at Illinois. No missed time, no question marks about his motor. And for those who might have slept on Illinois, let's get this straight. That defense, quietly elite over the past few years. Coached up under a system that turned heads across the Big Ten, Illinois was no joke, and this player was right in the thick of it, making plays on both run and pass defense. So as we edge closer to training camp, this becomes a key storyline. The Chargers have most of the puzzle figured out. The quarterback is in place, the coach is locked in, and the offensive weapons are loaded: receivers, tight ends, multiple backs, yes. Even Rocket Sanders, the undrafted wild card. The O-line has been reshuffled with purpose, and the secondary looks deep and athletic. Even the linebackers have come together. But the defensive line? That's the big question. There's talent, sure, but there's also uncertainty. Do they have enough size? Enough rotation? Enough raw power and push? These are answers that will only come into focus as the pads come on and the real competition begins. If this guy shows up the way he did at Illinois, the Chargers might have just quietly solved their biggest weakness. Now, let's talk about something that should get every Chargers fan fired up, because this might be the most crucial stretch of the entire season. Take a closer look at the schedule, and you'll see it. A front-loaded path full of intensity and opportunity. From the very first snap, the games are meaningful. No slow build-up, no easing into the season. You're tested early. And that's a good thing. Why? Because it sets the tone. But here's the sweet spot. From week 4 through the bye, the Chargers enter a stretch that could define their season. Outside of 1 or 2 potential landmines, most of these matchups are not only manageable, they're flat-out winnable. Think about it. If you truly believe this team has what it takes to make a playoff push or even challenge for the division, then this is where you prove it. Against teams like New York, Miami, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Jacksonville. This is where you stack wins. This is where momentum starts to build. And this is where you go from hopeful to legit. Now zoom out for a second, because the AFC West, it's shaping up to be a wild ride. Yes, in a perfect world, you'd love to breeze through a weak division. Something like the old AFC East days, when Brady and the Patriots basically had a 6-win head start. But this is better for the game, and better for fans. Every divisional matchup is going to feel like a playoff battle. These aren't throwaway games. These are high-stakes, season-defining wars. And if you're a real fan, these are the games you circle on the calendar, gather your crew, and lock in. Because these are the moments you'll remember. And this is the kind of competition that makes winning mean more. Let's be honest, this season, the AFC West is loaded. And for once, it's not just about the Chiefs. The Raiders look legit. Not just improved, dangerous. They've got a chip on their shoulder, and the talent to back it up. The Broncos? Entering year 2 under their new quarterback setup, with an evolving system that's finally settling in. And of course, Kansas City's still Kansas City, a reigning power, but no longer untouchable. That means every divisional matchup this year, pure electricity. Every game, a chance to shift the power dynamic. Now zoom in on the Chargers, because when you look at this depth chart, a few things jump out. And the biggest one might just be how one player changed the entire offensive line outlook. Mekhi Becton. Adding Becton didn't just plug a hole, it reshaped the trenches. Sure, we expected more upgrades inside, but even without those additions, this one move brings size, force, and leadership up front. Defensively, there are still question marks. Deshaun Hand brings veteran presence, and Tavondre Sweat offers raw potential, but the line still feels like a work in progress. That said, there are emerging stories that could surprise us all. Junior Colson, heading into year 2, looks poised for a breakout. The way he moves, the way he reads the field. This guy's not just growing, he's transforming. And he's not alone. Deion Henley is showing signs of maturity, confidence, and anticipation. These aren't just role players anymore. They're turning into reliable chess pieces for the Chargers' defense. And don't sleep on Bud Dupree. Yeah, he didn't deliver the fireworks many expected last year, but he's still got the tools. Sometimes all it takes is the right system, or the right moment, to reignite a player's impact. He could still be a difference maker. Now, let's talk secondary. It's easy to overlook guys after their rookie year, especially if they were day 3 picks. But Cam Hart and Tewan Mullen aka Turb are quietly building momentum. This is where you find value. When year 1 experience turns into year 2 execution, everyone loves to talk about the rookies. But the second year jump, that's where real depth is born. And the Chargers have several candidates who are ready to take that leap. If even 2 or 3 of these young defenders level up, the Chargers might not just compete. They might take over. There's a reason coaches, scouts, and analysts keep repeating the same phrase. The biggest leap happens between year 1 and year 2. And if you're a Chargers fan, that's exactly where your excitement should be right now. Players like Junior Colson, Ladd McConkey, and Joe Alt are entering a critical phase in their development, where raw potential starts turning into consistent production. It's not just about understanding the playbook anymore. It's about playing faster, reacting smarter, and imposing your will physically. Now, with training camp just around the corner, all eyes will be on 2 massive focal points. The offensive line, the defensive line, and yes, while that might sound like the obvious answer, this year, it means more than ever. On the offensive side, the addition of Mekhi Becton could be a game changer. He brings size, attitude, and experience. But here's the thing, that was the only major move up front. So the real question is, was it enough? Can Becton elevate the entire line? Can the reshuffled unit hold up under pressure when the pads come on? Also worth watching, Joe Alt. Does he look even more polished, more prepared? Because if he's ready to anchor that line, the offense could unlock a new level of efficiency. Now flip the script. The defensive line is under just as much scrutiny. This was the top scoring defense in the league last season. That sets the bar high. Coaching scheme and back-end coverage were all solid, but everything starts up front. without a pass rush, everything behind it gets exposed. You've seen it with teams like the Eagles. You've seen it in deep playoff runs. If you can't generate pressure with four, you won't survive in January. The Chargers have the tools. But now, it's about execution. This camp won't just be about who makes highlight plays. It'll be about who controls the line of scrimmage, who wins in the trenches, who sets the tone for the season. So as we inch closer to kickoff, here's what really matters. Will this Chargers front, both offensive and defensive, hold up when it counts? Because if they do, this team might not just be playoff bound. They might be built for something bigger.